Yeah, I was going to respond back to you. I was trying to get an idea. Trying to get an idea of what schedule is going to look like next week.
Hey, how are you? Oh, that's a pretty green.
I think probably. Let me check with my wife, and I think probably the 25th would probably work. That's Friday, right?
Yeah, we can do a Teams or in person. It's easier.
I prefer in person, especially Okay.
We'll work with you to figure out a time. I already have some.
Okay.
I might have. I don't know if it fits in my. I didn't bring my veneer. I just have this. It might fit in my basket. What's going on? Good.
Well, that works because
Did you start your?
No, they started at the rec center doing the summer swim thing at the rec center, and they did those for like 3 or 4 years and weren't getting any better. And so then my wife, who's a tennis coach at UC Davis, our friends are the swim coaches, and they were like, "How old are your kids?" And we're like, "They're 4 or 5." Like, well, you guys need to start bringing them to us for swim lessons. And so, because they run a swim team in Davis,
Yeah.
called the Aqua Monsters, and so we started taking them there, and within no time.
Yeah. Can I pick this? I don't think it might fit in my basket.
You can do it. You can do it. You got some bungee cords? Got
I
some
do.
bungee cords on your bike?
It's a front, but it might. It might fit. Can I can check after. It's right downstairs.
I'm leaving right after David because I gotta get my dog from the dog sitter. I know dog sitter excuse, but if you can't, if you can leave it.
It definitely fits a 4-pack. Fits 2 4-packs. Is that right?
Oh yeah,
6-pack?
yeah.
2 4-packs. Right. I'll leave it. Oh, you know, if I take it out of the binder, it'll definitely fit. And just use binder clips. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Make it sort of.
All right. Are we ready to begin? Everyone? Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the September 19th, 2024 meeting of the City of West Sacramento Planning Commission. Before we begin, please make sure all your cell phones are turned off or put on silent. We don't want any interruptions to this evening's meetings, out of respect for everyone in attendance. Thank you. All right, and let's lead off. Commissioner Anderson, would you mind leading us in the pledge?
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God.
Oh, this makes me feel unpatriotic.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Linker. All right, beginning off with item number 1, presentations by the public on matters not on the agenda within the jurisdiction of the commission. Do we have any comments?
No, we don't.
All right, thank you. Moving on to item number 2, correspondence and staff communication from the Planning Commission Secretary.
Yes, you should have public comments on item number 6 in front of you. I believe we received over 80 comments, mostly in support, or all in support, and those will be addressed during that item. And then you should also have a memo on item 6 that will also be addressed during staff presentation. That is all.
All right, thank you very much. And item number 3, disclosure of ex parte communications. All right. Sorry, I think I did discuss the appeal of the Yarborough plan with Norma Alcala. So that did happen over the past couple weeks. Brief discussion, but I discussed it nonetheless. All right, moving on to item number 4, proclamation of Planning Commission of the City of West Sacramento recognizing David Tilley for his service as Planning Commission Secretary.
Good evening, Chair Delgado and members of the Planning Commission. Tonight, staff's requesting that the commission present city staff member David Tilley with a proclamation honoring him for his over 13 years of service as the Planning Commission Secretary and his significant contributions to the city's Community Development Department. While David will still continue to serve the city, now working with our Economic Development and Housing Department, we're proud to share his recognition in this special moment with colleagues and friends in the audience tonight, and have the proclamation read at our commission. Thank you.
I am happy to read that proclamation. May I have a copy of that, please? All right. Whereas David Tilley was first appointed as the Planning Commission Secretary on October 6, 2011, and whereas during his tenure as the Planning Commission Secretary, he assisted the Commission in reviewing various projects and policies that have made significant contributions to the quality of life in West Sacramento, and whereas David has been devoted to helping the City of West Sacramento plan for its growth and development, and whereas David's vast city planning knowledge and experience has been invaluable to city staff and the Planning Commission, and whereas David Tilley has served the community with insight and vision as a staff member of the Community Development Department and to the Planning Commission, and now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the City of West Sacramento Planning Commission hereby recognizes David Tilley for his hard work and dedication while serving as the Planning Commission Secretary and honors him with this proclamation. Proclaimed this 19th day of September 2024, signed by Matthew Delgado, Chair, and Seamus Laffey, Secretary. Thank you very much. Comments?
Just very brief, I promise. First of all, thanks to all who put this together for me. It's very special. I have served this planning commission and every planning commission before with the city since I started with the city in November of 2000. I haven't gone far. I'm just down the road at the annex, and believe it or not, I think I'll be at your next 2 meetings in my new role. So when I say I'm not going far, I mean that figuratively and literally. This work is always going to be near and dear to my heart and my first love, and I'm very grateful, especially tonight, a special guest in the audience, Steve Ricola here. He was city planner and hired me originally, even before this building was even built, if you can believe that. And he passed the torch to me after he retired to be the Planning Commission Secretary, and I really want to make tonight about passing that torch yet again to Seamus. He's going to do a great job as your secretary. It's a lot of work at the meeting and outside the meeting to make sure everything runs as smoothly as it can, and any faith and trust you had in me, I would encourage you to put that same amount in him, because he's going to do a great job. He's our longest tenured person in planning, been with us over 10 years now, has seen it all. I think he even did the project originally that you're going to hear later on your agenda, so things are starting to come full circle for him as well. And it's also great to have Jeff Mitchell, our city attorney here, who was our planning commission counsel when I started before he graduated to being the city attorney. So I'm grateful for all of this. I think this commission has done really well and come a long way in a short amount of time. And I will certainly not be far, and I'm sure I'm probably going to see you in a couple of weeks. So thank you all very much for your time tonight.
Thank you very much, David. And do we have any public comment related to item number 4?
No, we do not at this time.
All right. And do we have any comments from the commission regarding item number 4?
I do, Chair. Mr. Tilley, I just wanted to thank you for your years of service. You've been a great support and help to me as a new commissioner. I wish you well, and welcome, Seamus. Congratulations to you both.
If it pleases the commission, we could take a photo with David with the proclamation.
Yeah, I think we've got a couple more comments from the commission, but we will definitely do that.
I wanted to thank and congratulate David. Thank you for all your service. A lot of controversial items you've carried us through and supported the commission, including all of the COVID teleconference, tele meetings. And so I know that was a challenging time, and you carried us through all of that. And thank you. And Seamus, looking forward to working with you in this capacity.
And I'll just echo the sentiments expressed by my commissioners before me. David, thank you for your service. I know I've been in a position like this for such a long time, and doing the work that you've done and in the way that you've conducted it is something to be admired, and it's truly appreciated, not only for myself but for the rest of the commissioners. And Seamus, look forward to working with you as well. And congratulations to both of you in both your new roles.
And I would just like to echo similar comments. It's a steep learning curve being in the center chair up here. So thank you for the time and insights that you've given me to help get me caught up to speed and working our way through some of these more difficult and longer term projects. So best of luck in your new role, and Seamus, looking forward to working with you. Thank you. All right. Any other additional comments? Then if not, we'll go ahead and come up here for a photo with David Tilley and the proclamation.
You're not, are you sure?
Okay. 1, 2, 3. I did it earlier.
All right, moving on to the consent agenda, I'm seeing nothing. So that'll take us to item number 5 in public hearings. The continued public hearing regarding proposed amendments to Title 17 of the Municipal Code to facilitate tiny homes on wheels as legal dwellings.
Dear Chair, Vice Chair, and members of the Planning Commission, my name is Danny Berumen, Senior Planner for the city. Due to staff changes and the necessity for further evaluation and refinement of the proposed zoning code changes, staff requests a continuance on the item to allow more time to address these issues prior to public review. We aim to be ready by the second Planning Commission meeting in October to present this item.
All right, thank you. And do we have any public comments regarding item number 5?
Yes, we do. We have one. Robin Davis.
Hello, good evening. I guess David left. I was going to combine 4 and 5 in my comment. I'm Robin, and I live in my tiny home on wheels here in West Sac. I'm sad to see David go. We've worked together since 2020, but congrats on his new endeavor. I'm sure he's excited to be done with a tiny home and me potentially. But I'm excited to see what David and staff have come up with so far with the ordinance next month. I understand staff is busy with a lot of priorities. There's a lot going on in the city, and I'm very patient. I'm okay. And now David is moving to another department, but I want to remind staff that we have several volunteers who've worked in government before who are willing to help with the ordinance, either write it, draft it, where we can absolutely tailor it and revise it, edit it as much as we need to, but we have several volunteers if staff would want to take that offer, and that will continue to be there for staff. Also, an update that Mendocino County passed their ordinance for primaries and ADUs, and Nevada County just finished their public comment, and actually Yuba City has reached out to have volunteers help with an ordinance as well. So things are moving positively for the movement towards more efficient, sustainable, and attainable housing. Exciting. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Looking forward to hearing more about this on the 17th and moving this forward so that we can aid people who don't need to necessarily live in a gigantic home that's brand new. Any additional comments? Okay. Do we have a motion to continue?
I'll move to continue.
I'll second that motion.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. Looking forward to hearing from city staff on the 17th. All right, moving on to item number 6, a public hearing regarding the proposed conditional use permit and finding of, I'll read it. And finding of public convenience or necessity for a type 48 liquor license at 2220 Lake Washington Boulevard, number 120. And I understand that the finding of public convenience is no longer on here?
That's correct.
All right.
Thank you, Chair Delgado. Members of the Commission, good evening. My name is Andrea Aus, and I'm the Director of Community Development. I am here tonight to pinch hit for Elijah Ortega, who is home ill, unfortunately. I seem to be in the pattern of taking on the presentation aspects when people are feeling ill, but he's recovering, so we're thankful for that. So I will do my best. Tonight we're here to consider a conditional use permit at Roca Wine and Spirits at 2220 Lake Washington Boulevard, Suite 120.
Sorry, just having an issue with our screens for a moment. Okay, got it. Hit the input to, I think, HDMI. Middle. All right, we're getting it. Thank you.
Yeah, are we good? Okay, cool. So I just wanted to give you a background. This commercial business has been a liquor retailer and convenience store since 2010 in what's known as the Lowe's Shopping Center. It was approved for a tap room and outdoor patio that was permitted in 2016. Beer and wine has been served on-site premise consumption for a while now, along with the tasting of beer, wine, and distilled spirits. This conditional use permit that's before you tonight would allow for beer, wine, and liquor to be served on-site. And the commercial zone, which is the C zone, allows for what is defined as bars with the approval of a conditional use permit, and that's why we're here tonight. Oops, wrong way. So just quickly, the analysis that Elijah did is very well done in the staff report, but I will touch on the highlights. This existing business is considered a bar, nightclub, and lounge, but as conditioned, the addition of the on-premise the on-premise distilled spirits consumption would not result in any negative impacts to public health and safety. We do have a number of conditions of approval, and I'm going to highlight a few of them in this presentation. But these conditions of approval are really designed to minimize any likelihood for any public nuisance or problematic activity associated with on-site consumption of alcohol. This site has had no history of criminal activity. The police department has been consulted on this proposal. There's not even a history of calls of service or repeated calls of service here. The police department is in support of this request, and I should say that a public convenience or necessity finding that we had previously put on for the Planning Commission's consideration is actually a function of the City Council. So that finding, which is required as part of the state ABC licensing procedure, is going to be agendized for this next City Council meeting. We do have findings that are required for conditional use permits, as you're well aware. Those are identified and analyzed in the staff report in detail. But those 6 findings that you find, they all need to be made in the affirmative. So, for example, this proposal is consistent with the zoning code and is consistent with the general plan. The proposal would not harm the public health and safety, as we've identified. It does comply with the development standards because, of course, it is an existing facility. It's an existing commercial business. There would be an outdoor patio that they would continue to use for on-premise consumption. The location, size, and activity are compatible with the uses surrounding it. And the site itself is physically suitable to accommodate the intensity of the proposed use. I did want to identify that we did have an errata memo that Seamus did identify. It does simply remove the action that we previously had in the published staff report that mistakenly proposes the public convenience or necessity finding for the Planning Commission's consideration. I did also want to say, as Seamus did, that we received over 80 letters this afternoon by community members, and all of them were roundly in support of this action and this proposal. I did want to just identify and touch on a few of the selected recommended conditions of approval. There are 20 of them in the staff report, but the operating hours would be limited between 10 a.m. and 12 a.m. Daily. The last call would be 11:15 p.m. and service would end at 11:30. The property and parking lot areas would need to be cleared of patrons immediately after the closing of the business. No alcoholic beverages would be consumed outside of the tap room or the approved patio area, so nothing in the parking lot. All employees need to go through the ABC education process and training, and the business needs to be equipped with security cameras monitoring the tap room, the patio, the parking lot areas, and the footage needs to be available to the West Sacramento PD upon request. So in conclusion, staff recommends approval based on the findings in the staff report and the conditions of approval. And the proposal, in addition to the findings, does promote job creation in this area. It does increase the revenue by expanding the choices that the customers have. It does continue to build on the social hub that it currently is in the neighborhood. And it's a source of cultural and community activity as well. It is a vitally important business in that it does focus on locally sourced food and drink. So suppliers are they focus on locally sourced suppliers. And it's really an exciting opportunity for the continued evolution of this neighborhood center and a continued growth of a hub in the Southport area. So the recommended actions tonight would be to conduct the public hearing, certify the categorical exemption under CEQA, to approve the requested conditional use permit for on-site liquor service at the existing tap room. And as you see, we've stricken the public convenience or necessity. I want to make sure that we struck the right thing. Yeah, the public convenience or necessity clause there in the requirements. So with that, I am available for questions. Thank you.
All right. Before I open it to questions from staff, I will open the public hearing and allow public comment on item number 6.
We have one, Rohit Nayar.
First of all, I wanted to say thank you to David, but David left. But David was here when we first started this project in 2010, then he was here 2016, and then he's kind of held my hand as an entrepreneur in a small business in this community to walk through all the building processes, building permits, and get it through and get everything approved every year. So that was always a good thing, and now I'm going to be working with Seamus. So second off, thank you, commissioners, for giving me the opportunity to talk about my project. I've been in this community since 2010. 2012, me and my family, we decided to make this our home. I'm a local resident. My 2 kids were born here, 6 and 3 years old, and they both go to school here. We're involved in the community, and then every dollar, every year, when we, all of our money, whatever we're earning through here, we're also donated approximately $50,000 to $60,000 a year back to this community. This year being one of our lowest years, and for the last 14 years, we've had great success. We had double-digit growth. This is the first year with economic downturn. We've seen a slowdown in sales. We're down by 13%, but this is the record year that we've donated more money than ever before because there's more people and more community that needs us. And then this project, how it came about is 2016, we kind of built the fame and we kind of built the energy around our business. We're not just a liquor store, we're become a lifestyle. People are very proud of having whiskey collections. People are very proud of having craft beer collections. People are proud of learning about agaves, proud of learning about different wines. That's how they learn about different cultures. And that's what we've kind of become. We're not a liquor store. We're become an educational hub for spirits, wine, and all other beverages and everything that goes around with it. And that's what people enjoy, and that's where we have a lot of the community members here today in support of this project, and that's why we had over 80 emails, and I think Seamus is still getting emails till right now that, hey, they're supporting this project. When we opened up the craft beer scene was booming, and West Sacramento had a lot of beers. In COVID, that kind of killed our business. It was just after COVID, craft beer just never came back, and that taproom space has just been sitting there. But during that time, what has happened is we've become a lot more popular on the social network and a lot of bigger reach because we went online. We have an online retailer, online shop that's increasing in sale all the time. And that's the only place we're finding that more and more people are shopping online, but we're also expanding our reach. Now we have athletes. Talk about revenue generation with this. We have athletes from Major League, from NFL, NBA, and every time they come into town, they're asking me to come to Sawyer and do a personal tasting for them. Now when I have a space like this, with the A's being here, now we'll be able to host all the MLB teams every single game and have them out there and do a tasting for them. I have celebrities like Justin Timberlake, to all these guys, they come to Sawyer, and I go out there and do a personal tasting for them at Sawyer. And another thing, we've become a big educational hub, so I'm also the founder for the River City Whiskey Society and the Two Rivers Agave Club. We generate about $240,000 for Sacramento County and Placer County every year since 2016. We take these tastings to Sacramento County at different restaurants in Sacramento and Placer County, and then that's just once a month. Imagine me having a space that's here on 7 days, basically, and we can give that experience to smaller groups every day that they can come in here and learn about it. We're also one of the biggest hubs to going in, the gateway going into the Clarksburg wine country. Now imagine people having a place where they can go out there and taste agaves, they can taste tequilas, the mezcals, the whiskey. That's where we're at. right? Let me just look at. And then farm to fork, like today, this morning, I dropped off 1,200 cases to farm to fork, but I cannot participate at farm to fork. I can just sell them the booze and sell them the cases. Now, with this type of license, I can actually represent West Sacramento there. I can pour the alcohol, I can make the craft cocktails, I can be part of the farm to fork next year, rather than just being one of the vendors. So all the wine, the beer, the spirits, everything was bought through Roco Wine and Spirits in West Sacramento for the Farm to Fork Festival, but there's nobody there in West Sacramento that's representing that. With this license, with catering license, I will be able to impact that, the business that we're just giving to Sacramento, and then bringing that back. And then also being part of the community, been here for the last 12 years, 14 years now. And you can see there's a good enough support here, and there's emails pouring in, and we become a part of the community. This is our family. This is a place where we're going to retire. We're going to raise our kids. So that's what I want to do, make sure that we're bringing the revenue here. And then also this type of license, there's only 3 that exist in the whole state of California. I'll be number 4. So this brings in, when people come in from New York, people come in from Reno, they drive from Bay Area every day, and we have become kind of the hub, and we're putting West Sacramento part of their plan, becoming the beverage hub and the food hub. That's what we are. We're an education hub for this experiences. That's all I got for you guys. So hopefully you guys consider this and give us an approval today so we can move forward with this.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any additional public comments?
No, there aren't.
All right, thank you. All right, then I will bring it back to the commission. Are there any questions for Andrea?
I don't have any questions, but I'll just say I'm an overwhelming yes in support. A couple of things that stood out to me that I want to just touch on, and I don't know if you want to make your way up to the podium just yet, because I will have one question for you. I respect and appreciate that the police department has reviewed the calls for service and found no history, as well as in full support. I imagine as you get more popular with your tap room, things may change, so I would just ask that you remain diligent, because you do have other neighboring businesses, and we want to continue to promote a safe and secure environment and see your business continue to thrive. Secondly, I would also like to note and appreciate that the findings comply with the general plan and the strategic plan. Everything that you're doing as your core mission for Roco aligns with what the city is trying to pursue in the form of smart growth and in support of small businesses. So congratulations to you on that as well. And last but not least, I'd be remiss if I don't ask you, we just went over the conditions that we're going to ask that you comply with. Will you be able to comply with those conditions, and do you have any issues?
Yes, no, I'll be able to comply with those.
Great, thank you for that. And the other thing I'll say is I also have awareness that you're popular on the social media realms. So keep doing your thing on that. And I don't know what celebrity I want you to bring to West Sacramento yet, but when I think of one, I'll make sure to send an email your way. Congratulations, Roy. Congratulations to you, to your family. It's so nice to see an overwhelming support from the community in support of something that this city is trying to champion and stand behind, and I'm glad it's you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, sorry, I do have a question for Andrea. And it's regarding specifically conditions number 15 and 16.
Okay. Yes.
So how common is it for the city of West Sacramento to require business owners to provide surveillance footage to the West Sacramento Police Department upon request? And I'm assuming this is without, a warrant or court order or anything?
Yeah, it's not uncommon. They've been developing a program where you can actually register your cameras so that the police department could, with your approval, tap into your cameras and in case they were investigating a situation. Yeah, it's my experience is that it is not actually unusual for them.
Okay. Is there a reason why? Yeah, I mean, I just have some surveillance state issues with this for people that may or may not, be doing anything incorrectly, but suddenly they're swept up in, police activity that because they were on a video that, was given to them without any sort of
Yeah.
court requirement.
Understood. Unfortunately, I can't speak to precisely what the police department is looking for. We don't have anybody here to represent them.
Okay.
But if it is the will of the commission to reconsider that or revise that condition, that is certainly within your purview to do so.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you.
Kind of help you with that.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
So the police department currently has permission to have access to our cameras on outside, just because there were so many break-ins going on in the neighborhood. So they have it, but they only have access to the outside cameras, but they can have access to inside cameras. Also with ABC, whenever you have a distilled spirits license, whenever you get any alcohol license in the state of California, you have to be federally bonded and you have to be federally investigated. But one of the part of the TRACE program is that they can come and view your surveillance video anytime. You cannot withhold that. So that's it. So they just have that. But police department, with their camera system, I think it's mostly going to be for the outside, just looking in, not to kind of see how many customers there are or what's going on there.
Okay.
Yeah. And they only monitor after hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, understood. Thank you very much. Appreciate the information there.
Yep.
Okay. That,
I have a related question to that. Just, is it, so for patrons that are in the tap room, is it obvious that there are cameras there?
Yeah.
Or, like, so they're on notice that?
Yeah.
Okay.
thank you. I think that answers my questions.
I'd like to go ahead and make the motion to approve staff's recommendation with the amendment that was presented.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Any interested party may appeal the decision of the Planning Commission in this matter to the City Council by filing a written appeal with the city clerk within 15 days of tonight's action, and that appeal may be accompanied by the appropriate filing fee.
Okay. So that takes us to our regular agenda. There is none. So General Administration Function Part 2, are there any commissioner communications? Seeing none, then we'll go ahead and adjourn. Thank you.
I don't think I've ever had a more significant blank out. I couldn't believe myself. That was so, well, you didn't do anything wrong. I just completely